Right. So, seeing as this is like an interview, I'll need to record this. It'll be put on an unlisted YouTube video so that people who like have the link to the video can watch it and stuff. Like I said before, you all know your order, so I'll ask the first question. What genuinely appeals to you when you explore these derelict sites? For example, is it atmosphere, environment, history, or whatever?
You've got a right question, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I'd probably say I like looking at like the history and things like that, and walking around, you sort of smell the history, and yeah, as you're walking around, you can just like picture like what it was before and how everything operated. And it's sometimes the thoughts come into your head like people went to work there every day, and
Yeah.
like when we went to say the bus depot the other week, we were all just taken back by how like massive that place was, and the fact that there were so many buses once in that one building, and then there was just nothing in there. It was crazy.
Yeah. So for you, like it's more of like the historic factor than like people used to work in these buildings. It was sprawling at one point.
Yeah, the history is the biggest part, if you ask me. Like obviously, the history can like back up like things that you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was next to answer the question?
It's me.
Yeah. Proceed.
Yeah. For me, it's just imagining what it'd been like back in, back in the day when it was open. So, say for example, the accountants. That was when we went there. That was pretty special because not only did it have power, but it gave you the real vibe of when people were working there, and you could imagine what it'd have been like. Same with bus depot. It were like you were walking through it, and if you just imagine it, you can see people just walking. Like you could imagine people walking and doing the work, cleaning buses, doing your maintenance in office. It's just good. Like you get the feel for it, and it's actually quite fun. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Jaden, do you know the? Shall I say the question again because you joined quite late?
Yeah, sorry, that's
No worries. What generally appeals to you when exploring these derelict sites? Like, for example, is it atmosphere or the environment or the history?
Yeah, well, it's really the atmosphere and like learning about the buildings and just looking around what really went on there. I find it really interesting and.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the second question: has there ever been a site that has a long-lasting memory with you? Like, and what's the reason for
Oh
it?
yes. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Loxley Chapel every day of the week. That place
what was so special about it?
It was off the scale. It was the fact of all the history behind the building. The fact the building was actually such a beautiful place and such a beautiful setting. Like, it was, it was so special, and every time you went in there, it was, chilled out,
Yeah.
Yeah. Following on from what Dan said, it was just obviously I didn't go in when it were up, but when it were burnt down, even when you went in there, you still saw all the plaques on walls and everything, and all that. You could see its structure and all the graves and stuff. Like I said previously, it sets like the setting for your mind and just thinking of what went on in there before when it was still running. It's just special.
Yeah.
Jaden, what was your most memorable explore?
I think it has got to be the bus station that we've done recently. I very much enjoyed that. It was absolutely massive. It was quite weird as well, just to like think that there used to be so many people in there doing the job, going about the day-to-day business, and then it's now just absolutely barren, nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, seeing as what you guys do, like people, like citizens and stuff, would say that what you do is dangerous or it can be deemed as reckless. Would you promote the exploration of these buildings? And if so, what age range would you say?
I would say anyone younger than about 16, 17, no.
I wouldn't.
Obviously, it's tricky for me because I've been doing it since I was about 13, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it so long, and so has Tyler. Really,
Yeah.
we've been doing it pretty much all of his teenage lives, like, you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's that question's kind of debatable because, like Dan said, we started when we were younger. So I'd say like 14, 15, but you got to go in groups.
You've
Like,
got to
not
go with the mindset that you need to be careful and that you're not
Yeah.
going to mess around smashing everything up. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, you
the
can't-
people that are going to smash everything up, mess around, that are going to put themselves in the danger. Like, we do it carefully. We only take risks that are necessary, and we rarely
Yeah.
take them.
Yeah, following
Yeah.
on from that, it's whenever we do go to big abandoned places, we usually tend to go in. Obviously, there's quite a few in our channel. So what we tend to do is when we split off, we end up either going in groups of 2. That way, if something does happen, like say for example, like a place does go through and your foot goes through something and you're spraying it or something, you've got someone to help you or run it.
A good example was the other week when I decided to fall off the side of Western Tower.
Yeah.
I've seen footage of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
That was
I'd
brightest
just say just
moment.
go in a big group. To be fair,
Yeah.
start at 13. Yeah.
So
Also, always take equipment and like your phone. Take stuff that you can like get in contact with your mates, and so they know where you are. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go do it. Because if you go through something, no one's with you. Always take your phone. Make sure it's charged and all that.
it seems like communication's always key when you're in these buildings because, like I said, every building that you lot enter, it's unpredictable. You've no idea the structural safety
Oh,
of
that's
it or
it.
whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can look at something and think, oh yeah, that looks sound, and then you can stand on it,
Step
and
on
then,
it, and
you
then
know?
it's completely different turnout, innit?
So, do you lot as a group find it saddening when you explore all these buildings? Because, like, for example, abandoned care homes, they were once big residential homes. People passed away in these buildings. And has there ever been a building that has had that kind of effect on you that has made you feel a bit upset about it?
Yeah.
Well, Dan, I think we know one, don't we?
Oh yeah, that school,
The
that school
school.
where we found that
was,
grave, that was,
Yeah, I
so
think that's
that
all.
was
never
like,
to go in there again. Well, unfortunately, but fortunately, it has been destroyed and taken down. But there was an atmosphere in that school that I cannot explain. It was absolutely freaky.
It had the vibe of like it felt like something were wrong. Like
The worst bit for me was the fact
Oh.
that we went in. We
At
went
night.
in twice. The first time we
night.
went in, yeah,
We
went
went
in
felt
at
like I was
night.
being watched.
mm,
we went in on the night, and
Yeah.
then we didn't obviously find that grave, and then we went back in the day, and we saw that grave, and it absolutely freaked me and Jaden out, and we just swore that we'd never
Yeah.
go back after that. We were just proper spooked by it.
I'd say another place that I had that were attached to me that were a part of me were HSBC Bank. It wasn't like a care room or all like that, but it were the fact that was part of us because we always used to go out and sit in there and have fun and explore it over and over again. We couldn't get bored of it, and then as I was seeing it getting demolished, it felt like a piece of me's just been taken. I mean, it is a building and stuff, but it's just all that memories
That's
in
some
there
good
are
memories in there, man.
gone. They're just all gone, so it's like
But I'm gonna throw a curveball in, Connor, and I'm gonna involve you here because me and you both dislike that care home up at Pittsmore because that place was freaky.
Crabtree.
Yeah.
That was
See,
a
that
weird
sounds
one.
like a place I don't want to go.
You see, when I went in, because you did this like a couple months before me, Dan. And when I went in, there were squatters in that building. There were 6, 7 like Pakistani squatters, and they were growing in there. And about a week after I'd been in, a group of Pakistanis had been found in a disused care home, and they all got about 6 years each for growing.
Yeah.
and that was
Well, that is another thing you've got to be careful about when exploring squatters and obviously drug
Yeah.
abusers.
Needles.
If they're in a state of mind, they can attack you, and you can either come off
Yeah.
worse or.
yeah.
Yeah, but Tyler, what about Robert Neal when I got chased out by that squatter back
Yeah.
in
Exactly.
2016?
Yeah, it's
That,
like
that
obviously
that was scary.
most people would know this place, Cannon Brewery. If you go to the basement, there's just a pile full of needles.
Yeah, needles. Yeah.
And the fact is that it's worrying to me because there is kids younger than 13 going, and it's
The MWM.
security has done it, but it's like the fact that they haven't put caps on the needles.
Well,
Well,
Tyler,
there is a sharps box.
Yeah,
There's
there's a sharps box.
next to them, but they're all dumped out on the floor.
They were in. I kid you not, the pile were massive. That's the bit that gets to me. It's just if you're gonna do something.
They don't care though, because obviously all they care about is that high. So.
So I'm going to
They
ask
don't
you
care.
lot a different question now. So the question that I've not asked anyone else that I've interviewed so far. So seeing as Prourbex is a group with multiple people, how has how has the pandemic affected your exploring, and not only that, how has it affected your group?
Oh dear.
Well,
Oh,
well,
no.
I'd say that the exploring.
It's hit us hard.
It's the exploring bits hit us hard, but luckily we've got footage from what we've pre-recorded, what we haven't let out.
No, we
We've got
haven't.
We've got one video out and that was it.
The only video we had was that day in the life one, Tyler. We've got no more now.
Yeah. Well, we have got them interview ones. We have got that interview
Yeah,
one. We
well,
ordered it.
Yeah, but
I'd say, we can't go out and do stuff like exploring and that, but as a group, it's like it's not changed because we're still strong and all that. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
What I said to everyone was, as long as we've got his health, it doesn't matter. We'll be able to go exploring as soon as it's all over and done with.
Yeah.
So have you had any missed opportunities to go to abandoned buildings then while it's been off?
Oh yeah.
Multiple.
Well, not going to name names, but a certain group of explorers that we dislike broke into Stanley Tools while we've not been able to go out, and they've gone out. You know.
Yeah.
Can I just say sorry? Any background noise from me? It's my brother upstairs being an idiot playing music as well.
Not to worry, mate. Don't worry at all. So it seems that like other people at the minute are like breaking the rules to get an upper hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, there is competition between both channels, but it's not the fact. It's not the annoying bit is it's not the fact that they are putting out them videos. It's the fact that they aren't listening. They're risking their own lives to go to a building. Like it can only take them like a couple of minutes get touch some of what's been touched by someone who's obviously been infected. They eat something. Look at them. They've just put their life at risk to go see something that they can go see after everything's done.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not
true
that. We're there. Oh, for once, sorry. Mother, shut up, please.
Like, question is it worth your life going out at this point to see something what you can see when it's all over and calm down once it's controlled?
Yeah. It's not only that as well. People are getting fined for going out as well. So
exactly.
if they're not going to get ill, they're going to get a big sum of money lost from it as well.
Yeah.
And
actually,
you either lose your wallet or lose your life.
Yeah. And it's just not worth. It's just not worth running the risk at the moment.
Personally,
we've all got families and elderly people in our family, so we obviously understand it. But there's people that I think are going to remain unnamed that are doing it as it's an opportunity to leg up on their competition, but it's not. It's a time for everyone to be pulling together. For us all to be sticking to it and getting through this, and then the competition might be able to resume. It might not. Oh well.
Yeah, the buildings might not be there forever, but they're still there. They're going to be there.
The buildings
when it's all done.
Might not. Yeah, but it's the fact that they might not be there. I think that people are going out because they have started demolishing a lot of buildings.
Stanley Tools, though, it's not like that's getting moved anytime soon. It's like, why can't you just wait?
Well,
wait until
don't want to say.
Exactly.
Right,
Someone said,
sorry.
Right, you
that
keep going.
Stanley Tools hadn't exactly got long left, I don't think.
I
Because,
don't know.
for
Probably
one,
not,
that
but-
zombie infection isn't even open anymore, so the building's actually got not much purpose, so,
Mm.
you know.
I'm afraid we are going to have to end this there, but thank you all for your time. And once this is up, I'll definitely be sending the link to you a lot. I would say it'll be up in the next few days or so.
Yeah,
But
fine.
thank you very much for your time. You've been absolutely amazing with it as well. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right,
Yeah.
see you later.
Bye.
See you later, boss.